Well, I've cut my Ditra matting for the bathroom floor, and it's got my expansion gap all around the perimeter, but it's going to come to the front. My tiles are going to come to the front of the door because this is having a sliding door on, so I want the tiles to finish at the front so you don't see the carpet coming in the bathroom and you don't see the tiles going into the hall. So I just need to sort that out. I've scraped all the floor underneath. Went round with a scraper this morning. So I'm gonna bed this down tomorrow, just because I can't be arsed doing it now, truthful answer. I'll show you how to do that later. So for the next couple of hours, I'm just got my edging. I'm just edging these panels what I cut down to make my doors for all across this. So it's just a nice relaxing job for a few hours. Right, so I'm going to sort out this bathroom floor. So I've cut my Ditra matting, and you can use Ditra matting as a waterproofing membrane, vapour control layer, but I'm using this in this instance as a separation layer, a debonding layer for my tiles and all the underfloor heating, because once I turn the underfloor heating on, all the cement, all the screed moves in different directions at different rates than the tile adhesive and the tiles, etc. So if I use this, it helps to stop any tiles cracking and coming loose when you're going through all the heating cycles. So I've scraped all the floor underneath and I've hoovered it. I've cut this but not cut it tight to allow for expansion. So I'm just going to take it up and I'm going to sponge the floor down just to get rid of any dust. You just want to give the adhesive and everything a fighting chance to work, don't you? What's important with this stuff is to first just rub a few spots down. Then get the straight edge of your trowel and just give it like a millimetre coating. Just scrape it on and it helps your adhesive to bed. Start to put the adhesive down. laying mat out, just making sure I've got my expansion around the edges. And get your float. Let it all in. Then go the opposite direction. Make sure you get it all bedded in. And just get your sponge and water. Just clean up. Wipe any adhesive off the tiles. And then it just butts up to that other one. Over it. That's it. Get your sponge, clean your joint. So I'm just wiping off a few little jobs. I've put skirting on there. I didn't have one long round, so I've had to join it. I've got that to fill. And then my friend came up yesterday and he saw that corner cupboard and he said, why have you put the cupboard there? And I said, because it tells me to. Whether that sounded flippant, but it was my truthful answer. And he said, bring it forward. It'll work better. I stood there and I thought, well, I can reach everything. But looked at it again this morning and he's bang on 100% right. So Graham, this is your fault. So I'm going to take the cupboard down and I'm going to bring it all forward and then make a false bottom. My battery died, as I was saying that last bit. So my mate Graham came up, said why don't I pull that wall cupboard forward. So that's what I have done. I've made a frame and it will come to about here now, the cupboard. I don't want it to come too further forward because I think it's going to look daft at the top when I put the cornice on if it's just a little piece. but I also didn't want it right across flush, so that's why it's about 6 inches back. So I think it'll be better. So right, I'm just gonna hang it up. I think that's a lot better. Yeah, I like that. So I'm having a enjoyable morning. I've been so looking forward to this. I'm just getting all my tiles cut. They all work nicely under my tiles. All my cuts they tuck underneath. So by the time I get it all bedded on, it's going to look nice. Just having these suckers are so handy because you can just really gently just lift up your tiles. It's so much better than sticking something underneath and risking chipping your tiles. Oh God, my legs holding the way. My next tile wants to go in there. So I'm going to saw cut that out and my door casing, just so I can get the tile in nicely. So that'll look tidy. Right then, that's all the tiles cut. They're all underneath the door frames and architrave, so it all looks neat and tidy. When I did the perimeter tiling, I left the floor tiles up and allowed for the floor tiles to tuck underneath the wall tiles, so you see no cut edges around the perimeter. And the reason these are flush with the front of the architrave is because this is going to have a sliding door. Because of building control, this bathroom door was supposed to open outwards. You know, and if anybody's coming out these two rooms, you're just going to get bashed in the face. So I'm putting a sliding door on. And so where they finish, you won't see, when the door's on, you won't see the tiles in this lobby and you won't see any carpet in the bathroom. I just need to take them all up and relay them, but I'm not doing it today. 2 reasons. 2 what? Can't be bothered. Well, I got up this morning, I couldn't be bothered to lay them tiles, so I didn't. I've done some bits of filling on skirting, screw holes and nail holes, that you can see. And then I thought, what can I do now? So I've been making this up out of offcuts. So that's going to go like that. It all wants fastening together, none of it's fixed or anything. But I ripped it all down on my saw. And I'm going to put it there in that corner. Sunday morning, it's been a lovely peaceful morning. I've been out here since about 6:10 and it's just all nice and quiet. I'm setting all dowels for making this cupboard. This shelving thing. I've drilled all my dowels out in my little shelves. So I'm just going to mark and set these in this side. So I'm gluing up this shelf, but I've used my little clamps. I'm just going to give it 10 minutes before I take one off. So I'll glue my dowel in, sit me shelf on, square it up just to make sure it's not on the piss. Is that a correct word? I'll square it up. Now I'll just put on one of my little corner clamps. So that's this cupboard I knocked up out of oddments. I didn't want to see any fixings behind it, so I've made a fixing panel. I'll put some button fixings in, and I'm going to screw that up there, and I'm going to fasten that to that with the button fixings. You won't blooming believe it, but this is the shortest 8mm drill bit I've got. Well, I don't think that looks too bad in there. It's nice to finally get them down. Well, I'm sweating like a pig, look. My battery went flat. I've just been excavating, well, getting ready for my gas main. I set out where my cabinet's going because I'm using a semi-concealed cabinet now. That's where the outlet goes, or the inlet for the gas. It'll go down there. So I've just had to shift a load of stone. Well, a load, some stone, but it still made me sweat. So what I've been doing, I've been making these doors. This cupboard, look. I've got them all to just tickle them a bit, adjust it, but I'm going to get them all on first. I'll try and show you my little process as best as I can. So what I did, I set my square 250mm. Because I had screws, fixings in here, I wanted to keep clear of them. So I'm going to set my square there at 150mm. And then square across. Do the same at this side. I'm going to use a Trent cup jig. for drilling the cup for the hinge. So when you buy your hinges, you need to find out off the manufacturers the pattern, what they are. So these are a 45 9.5 mil pattern. I have a half L jig here. So this is used for setting your hinges and your mounting plates. So I want the one where it's got the 45 on it, which is up there. So I get the stop, that goes against the end of the door. And in there's two little arrows. So they line up with my pencil mark, what I've squared on, or one little arrow, it lines up with my pencil mark. And that gives me the centre of the cup, the hinge, the 45, and the two fixing screws. So now with this jig, I can drill the hole for the cup. So the cup is the edge of the cup is 5 mil from the edge of the cupboard. So depending which ones you're doing, that's the 5 mil side. There's a 6, there's a 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I want the 5 mil side. So drop in these two pins. And what they do, they go against the edge of the cupboard of the door. And this is magnetic. And what there's two holes in it there, and some little cutouts on the north, south, east, west. So those two holes want to be opposite your pins. And what they do, they give you the holes for drilling your hinges, your cup in, but I've already got them anyway. And then these little north, south, east and west cuts, you line them up with your marks off your square, and that's how it gives you that. And that fastens in there. And what there is on here, there's washers. It comes with 3 washers. And it's a depth stop that hits the washer. So with one washer on, it allows me to try and do it all one-handed, look. It allows that to come out 12 mil, which is what I need for these hinges. So that's them drilled out, and then when you put your cups in, look, you can see you've got your fixing points in there. So now I need this jig. I want that one with the 37 on. So what I do, I've marked the centre of the mounting plate. So I hold that on there, move that red arrow pointer down so it's over me pencil mark, then I dowel them 2 holes. Now when you're drilling them, you can get your drill in there, can't you, and you can hope that you're square on. You know, you don't know if you're on the piss, up, down, whatever. You can buy drilling jigs, but I haven't got one, so I made one. This is a portable bench press, what I have. You know, it just goes up and down and drills at 90 degrees or various angles. Anyway, so I drilled a 5 mil hole through that piece of MDF with that, so I know that that is perfectly what? At 90 degrees, you know, it's and square and everything. That's as perfect a hole as what I can get. I'll put that drill bit through the hole. Make sure it's on one of them brad old holes, which it is. clamped it in place. So if I drill through there nice and steady, that's my marking guide, that's at 30 millimeters, which allows me 12 mil in there and 18 mil for the thickness of that. So let me get that all drilled. So there's my holes drilled. I'm just going to screw the mounting plates on. All the pencil marks and that lot I will get rid of later on, because I'm going to take all this to bits at the end of the job and totally, I'll do a builder's clean and then we'll do a sparkle clean just to get everywhere, everything all clean and proper. There you go, that one's on. This one's going to be a dummy panel, so I need to prop my spirit level. I just need to prop it, put some packers on so that I can sit that door on it, sort all the spacings out between the doors and then fix it in place. I just need to move that timber. I put the timber there to stop my spirit level falling off. I thought for something else to do, I was going to grout the bathroom floor. I like for a colour. I like white, I'll be honest, because it helps show the pattern of the tiles, because I always think your joints give you your pattern. But I just thought I'll do something a little bit different. So I've gone for denim blue, and I think it might look nice. Oh, two bloody choices. So right, let's get grouted. I've got it in the joints. I'll give it some time just to tighten up before I sponge it off, but I'm not doing around the tray or where the floor and wall junction, because I'll silicone all that up. If you get a nice flat sponge, the sponge will basically do all the work for you. Fill your joints, everything. This is what you've got to watch. The blue stain in the white grout, you want to make sure you get it off. Oops. Bloody stuff. If you keep your sponge flat and not dig in, it will finish all your joints for you and fill them up. Right, I'm going to start to polish them up now, but what you want is a cloth which isn't all full of bits, because you don't want to be ragging out your joints. You know, some nice clean cloth, and you just go around, because the grout is setting on top of the tiles. You know what you've sponged, and you're just taking all that off and finishing your joints, flushing your joints up, but you don't want to be digging into them, but you want to be getting the grout off your tiles. And anywhere where you sponge your water's been, you just want to clean it all off, because if you don't, it dries hard and then you'll have a scouring pad. You can see the difference. Right, so I've been around giving them one polish. I'll probably give them another 2 or 3. You know, because you might not see grout there, but it's there and you need to keep getting it off. When it dries, you'll see it again. As it dries, you just keep polishing it, but just make sure you don't dig into the joints and don't leave it on, because otherwise like I say, you're there with a scouring pad because you'll feel it when it all dries in your hands, when you rub over them. Right, I'm going to end this video here, and I will see you next time.